See.
Take a picture.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Ben, how you doing? I think that's yourself. Tired.
Yeah, really?
But my moisturizer game.
Planning and zoning meeting for Thursday, January 8th. We have one case with us, and we have two sets of minutes we have to approve. Roll call, please.
Member Alfonso. Member Bransky.
Here.
Member Pat.
Here.
Here. Here.
Sharon.
Here. We have to cover minutes from case 2555 special use. Um, November 13th. Have any corrections you'd like to make? Sir. All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve them as presented.
So,
I'll second it.
Is it Cassidy?
Yes.
Roll call by member Castaneda, second by member Cap. Roll call?
Member Bransky.
Yes.
Member Pat.
Abstain.
Member Alfonso.
Yes.
Member Johnson.
Yes.
yes.
Sharon.
Yes. And then the next one we have to approve.
Right. Meeting minutes indicate for case. 20. Second one.
2547.
Yeah, that the attendance is incorrect. It has me as the chair pro tem, but does not list members as they as absent. I'm on page 11 of the November 13th.
Did you want to change that? Any other? Now we'll entertain a motion. That case. Bransky. Second.
Second.
Second by member Cassidy. Roll call, please.
Abstain. Yes.
Ryan.
Are you approving the minutes of December 11th meeting?
No.
No,
still on the
we're
13th.
correcting the minutes from November. Whatever that was, 13th.
November 13th.
Yeah, the attendance was incorrect.
Okay, I have some changes. I'm sorry,
On which one?
the 13th. That's what you're doing right now, correct?
The chair.
near the bottom. Ask what the, I asked what the leasable space is and how well suites are paged. It should be,
Okay, yes,
above that, a couple of lines. As Member O'Brien asked if Mrs. Pittman would be accessible for 24 hours. No, asked Miss Pittman if the salon would be accessible for 24 hours. The last line of the page, Member O'Brien stated at 816 square feet and 1-to-1 ratio. I never mentioned 1-to-1 ratio. I gave the square feet for the lower level and the ground floor, which was 1661, which in and of itself is a demonstration to Ms. Q, the property owner, that didn't know the square footage of the switch. On page 5, second section, she understands now and is working to rectify the situation. Same correction, 2 sections down. Ms. Pittman stated the business plan was before she had seen the building and is not accurate. On page 6 at the top, regarding the fire alarm, has the fire department ever contacted as a result of that meeting to check with regards to the fire alarms for those 2 salons?
yes.
And what was the result? They're not required.
Well, if there's not one in there, then we'll have to put one in.
So the 2 salons will have to put okay, before occupancy. So they're not operating. Okay. Just to point out a contradiction, correct me if I'm wrong. On page 3, regarding number Alfonso at the bottom, question. If the build out was complete, if there was plumbing downstairs and if she was operating. Mrs. Pittman stated it was started. Meaning the build out was started. The downstairs is complete, upstairs is not. The plumbing is all upstairs. On page 6, in response to the chairman's question, she responded, there is no remodeling has been done. So the 2 statements are, the way I read them, contradictory. I just make note of that. Page 9, 2/3 of the way down, Mr. Glampian stated the peak hour. Stated is a word, but it doesn't apply here. It should be stated. I think you're on a different case. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. No, I'm on November 13th. Correct? Yes.
Yeah.
The minutes for November 13th.
That's November 13th still.
At the bottom of the page, staff liaison stated the code would have to be checked if change would be updated. It's probably not updated on paper. It would be helpful if we had a common reference at the commission of what the staff has, so that we wouldn't delay a meeting in the future with having to clarify calculation. That would be helpful. That's it. Thank you.
13.
What about case number 25? Site plan review for Raising Cane's Restaurant. Starts on page 13. The minutes for December what?
Yeah.
Right.
We're doing November 13th. Well, we just finished. We finished November 13th.
We approve that, so they can change.
Yeah, I mean. Okay, do we have to vote on? So we have to vote on. We have to vote.
Vote on.
Do we have to vote? Are we required to vote on it?
Well,
Right, because do we have to vote on accepting the changes that he recommended? Yeah.
so, Member Bransky,
Yes.
Member Cap,
Staying. Yes.
Times check.
Mr. Chairman, I don't have changes, but on page 13, I think. The line of questioning that I was engaged in reference to a certain engineering detail. My suggestion was that they alter the shape and extent of this. I'm on the east side of the property, and subsequent to that, I drew up a little sketch. You know how they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. So I think I sent it to you and to the village engineer, and it was, by my estimation, a really modest, but important change to how they could align the thing. So it doesn't have to be part of the minutes, but I'm just for general information. But other than that, I have no questions or comments.
We ever hear anything back from the village engineer? Regarding. Any changes on that case, December 11th? Can we then have a motion?
So moved. And I'll second it.
Brian, second. Okay.
Abstain.
Member Cap,
Yes. Abstain.
Member Johnson,
Yes.
Yes.
Chairman Susan.
Yes. Okay, so now we're all taken care of from our backlog. And tonight we have one case, 2555, a special use permit for motor vehicle rental at 1149 175th. Legal notice was published in the December 24th edition of the South Town. And notices were sent to property owners within 250 feet of the property. Did we get any responses? None. And I presume, sir, you're the representative for Hertz.
I am, yes, they're,
I'd like to come up to the podium. State you're in, swear you in. As all testimony is taken under oath. Start with your name and address, please.
my name is Gary Daggett, 802 Latimer Lane, Flossmoor.
And you swear the testimony you're going to give is going to be the truth, the whole truth. And nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes,
So you would like to put in the Hertz rental service at a 1149 175th Street, right?
yes, that's what my plans are attempting to do.
So you want to give us some background as to what you want to do there?
Sure, so it is on the northwest corner of the building. And it is on the back half. It's about 1,975 square foot, give or take a few foot, once the plan's all done and measured out, we'll know for sure. So what they're wanting to do is take that space, which was previously office, I believe it was used for elementary education. They want to add 2 doors to be able to put vehicles into a staging area, separate a wall. There's currently a wall there. They want to move it about 2 foot to the east so that they have more space for vehicles. The longest vehicle they would have is about 18 feet, so they might have enough room for people to be able to get around. Adding a trip catch to make sure that all it's really not going to be doing oil changes or anything there. They're doing washing the cars, slight detailing and things like that. But there will be a triple catch there to handle all that. It will have at any given time 2 employees, maybe 3 employees, and the traffic that they would anticipate as far as customers is usually no more than 7 to 10 at the absolute busiest time. We've worked out with the landlord parking, 10 parking spaces. That may go up once they fill the space that's just south of them, depending on who goes into that space. If they don't require as many parking spaces, they may allow another 5 or 7 spaces to Hertz so they can stage cars. And with the parking, 5 of those will be in the front, 5 of them will be in the back. And there's no substantial changes there's no structural changes outside of the garage doors. In order to do that, if you look at the building, there are sets of 2 windows that they have just put in. We'll be taking out 2 sets of those and building in between the existing structure. So there won't be any significant structural changes to the exterior walls. It's just opening up the space.
And that space is approximately 1,891 square feet.
Yeah, give or take a little bit. It depends on where they plant the door for the shared hallway, depending on where that goes and the size of the ADA bathroom. So final plans, I believe it's going to be somewhere between 1,850 to 1,930 square feet.
And Member Bransky, you want to start with?
No, I've looked it over. It seems pretty straightforward. I don't see any problem with the use there. I don't see any problem with the parking draw. Even with the extra spaces for staging cars, if what the next door tenant would use is what you're.
Yeah, so if you look at the parking. Yeah, so if we look here on the parking, northwest would be where the mouse is right now.
Yep.
So on the back, those 5 spaces that you see before that handicap stripe, that will be for them. And then in the front, on the far northeast corner of the lot, just above where it says lot 1, that'll be designated for parking there as well.
Okay.
The idea there was that we wanted to put the staged cars as far away from anyone else's businesses so that they didn't interfere. And then there is another space that leaves about 3,000, 4,000 square feet. That they're looking to get someone to lease, that there's no one on board yet. If they get someone in there who doesn't need as much space, maybe they're only just saving 4 spaces, they'll allow us. Spaces, and most likely that's gonna go on that east side of the lot as well, so it doesn't interfere with any of the other businesses.
But even if that extra spaces doesn't happen, your client is still satisfied with what they have here.
If we never get more tenants, okay, they can do that.
That's, that clarification was really, I guess, was my only question. So I'm good.
Good evening. So your need for parking is driven by two things, inventory of cars kept
Yes,
and then some sort of temporary parking for customers, right?
Yeah.
So how does Hertz allocate those two
it's a good
needs?
question. Yeah, so they'll have, so they have an inter-store delivery system as well, so there are other stores that have parking where they'll stage them. If there's a demand coming up for a weekend where people are reserving vehicles, they'll move them from those to this. So, when someone comes to pick up a car, they're typically either being dropped off, or they'll pull up with a car with someone else in it. So those, their customer cars typically are not long-term storage, so it's not like a car for a car. So with the 10 spaces and the two indoor staging areas, really allows them for 12 vehicles at any time. So the volume, to be honest with you, I don't have the projections on the volume that they think this will do, but they were happy with the 10 spaces.
So where is this nearest staging area that you're referring to for Hertz?
I believe it's over in one. They have a larger store over there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I know they've got a large one up here.
Of course, yeah. The comparable, I'm trying to think. There's an enterprise at the southwest corner of 183rd and Allsted. And counted a little bit closer to 15 spaces, but it gets kind of blurred because it's different village and I don't know how they assigned or allocated the parking there. That's also, if I remember correctly, a UPS facility that's kind of busy all the time too.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure that the lack of or the overwhelming abundance of parking there affects their operation.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how much indoor space they have for staging. I should know because they're not cars before.
Yeah, so
But they may have 2 or 4 cars that they can put inside. I'm not sure the side period. Yeah, and I'm not sure.
So the, I'm gonna say the operational model is that, of course, they most likely acquire reservations online, and then they can position the cars to accommodate those.
Yeah, and they'll have a number of vehicles that are there for people who's coming in and get parked.
Sure.
The number of I'm not sure what the split on that is, how many that they've. Like, those are answers. But the space numbers that they had, so the individual that I'm working with is the regional manager, the property allocation individual, Joshua Layton, he's with First Corporate, and then the store manager. So we all had that discussion. They have some fairly set parameters that are go or no go, and 10 clears that for them.
So we're neglecting, of course, in my description of the uses needs for parking spaces, we neglected employees.
Yeah.
So how many employees are envisioned in this kind of operation?
Typically, it's 2. There will be shift changes where someone comes in and for 20 or 30 minutes, they'll get their, and then they're gone. So it's kind of a morning and afternoon shift. So there will be no more than 3 employees, typically 2.
And that'll take care of all their operations, desk.
Yeah.
Car jockey, cleaning.
And any cleaning or janitorial services would be after hours.
But cars.
The cars, yeah, oh yeah, cleaning the cars, yeah, because they can pull them into the, yeah, that goes on.
And again, so the total number of parking spaces for all of these uses is so far. You'd say it again,
10 outdoor and 2 in.
okay? So you've answered my questions. I don't have any more questions at this time.
Member O'Brien.
Good evening.
Evening.
I just have a couple.
Sure.
First one I have is for staff. I don't understand the answer to the special use standard number 2. The answer doesn't make sense. I mean, that's just a comment. Going further on page 23, there is no 12th standard listed. There is a 12th standard. And it sometimes appears and sometimes doesn't. The answer is that it's not relevant to most of the cases, and that's true. However, ironically, this particular case includes a nature preserve, the Isaac Walton, and the absence of a staff comment to answer number 12 is obvious. It's missing. It would have been helpful. I think rather than, I don't know what's going on when 12 is included and not included. It should be included all the time. But in this, what would the answer be to 12 from staff? The bottom line, the answer is no. Okay, fine.
What's the question?
Are you on the?
For the
bottom
record,
page?
let's-
Will the special use have a substantial adverse impact on one or more historical, archaeological, cultural, natural, or scenic resources located? That's part of the, as I recall, the application standards for special use. And there were responses that the applicant assuming filled out.
We did not, the staff did not.
Oh, I see disparity.
It's on
between
page-
staff and on the web,
28. What Bill is referring to,
23. Page 23 doesn't match page 28.
right,
Got it. I had to catch up to that. Thanks.
not a
I would
problem.
just recommended item 12 be included from here on. On page 24, in the findings of fact, number 7, I think is misstated. How would you restate that? There's no salon involved.
I think that's a typo.
Copy paste,
Item number
Yeah.
7.
Typo.
like copy paste typo. Goes to show you how many salons in here.
Although a rental car.
Every-
slash spa.
Every case feels like a salon.
It's just a,
7 be eliminated.
the word should be eliminated. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah. It's that salon. Yeah.
So when you come in to rent a car, you want to get nice homes.
Eliminate 7?
Salon, got it.
Just remember where it's all.
Just the word, right.
I'm sorry?
You got those.
Just a detail on page 25, the request is not noted. It's a special request. I mean, the requested use. On page 28, the answer should be no. I'm sorry, item number 11. For a new business going in, items 11 and 12 can be answered No. On page 30, last line of the top paragraph, it says the commercial zoning district as is allowed. I think that should be required. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Where's this?
The last line of the first paragraph under project summary. Water separator collection system within the commercial zoning district as is required. Page 31 has a reference to several trees being removed. Why?
The height of the trees, they're small trees on 183rd, they would block the signage that is going on. That's going on the side of the building. Because we don't have the same frontage as everyone else when you're coming down 183rd and turning into the lot, they don't have signage there. Their sign is gonna go on 183rd side, I'm sorry.
73rd.
75th side.
I understand that. I drove over there. I looked at it. I didn't see any trees that would obstruct signage. The picture that's provided on page 38 is a dated picture.
The answer to that is I believe the landlord has already removed trees in anticipation of the business.
So the question here is, okay, then it's moved. Okay. Last question is verify the bathroom for compliance. ADA compliance.
Yes, they are planning on it.
Okay,
Which is why if you look at the size of the bathroom is larger. Right now, there are 2 bathrooms there. They are converting it to one larger.
I'm just clarifying. I appreciate it. Thank you. No more.
I think most of my questions have been answered. The parking, is the parking allocated specifically to Hertz?
So we had a discussion with, it can be done either way. If you guys have a preference, we can make it designated or just allocated. I can tell you that spaces in the back likely will be designated because that is the closest to their spot, and they also don't want any cars parked behind the doors that open. Someone might run into that are not theirs. That's a big insurance thing. So those back 5 spaces will likely be designated. I can say almost assuredly will be designated for us. The ones in the front are allocated, and they've said that's where we're parking. So if you would require those to be designated, I'm sure that we.
I don't have any problem with them being designated. It's just a question of parking in the area. You've got 10 spots and we've talked about 10 spots and needing more. I would think that with that specificity, you're talking about actually having your allocation so that other cars. I've noticed in the enterprise area, they don't have designated spots and it gets crowded in there. So I don't know how you'd keep count of it. I've had to rent cars from there occasionally.
Yeah.
So
One of the advantages of this situation is because Hertz does a lot of their vehicle moves, sometimes even after hours. There will be cars in those spots waiting to pick them up. So when these other businesses open for business, a lot of these cars that are being picked up for Hertz will arrive before 8 a.m. so that they can be ready for the clients who are coming. So in that situation, those other businesses not being open, there won't be a ton of interference there.
yeah, I'm just surprised that other business owners wouldn't have a comment about that, but I guess they'll take it up with the landlord.
Well, one of the advantages is right now, the two properties that are 2 units that are immediately next to it are vacant. So there was no one there
To complain.
to
Right, okay. I noted in our materials that you were listed as of Hertz. You don't work for Hertz.
I do not, I'm their real estate agent.
Right, so
I'm the
you
one who's negotiating.
you have authority to
I have
speak.
just
And as to, I take it you've worked with them before.
this is actually my first deal with them, but I'm also representing them for Indianapolis, Michigan, Iowa, Kansas.
Okay. So you're, okay, I just wanted, I asked just authorization to speak for the company. Usually we have someone from the company. But if they have designated you as their spokesperson and to bind them to the representations, then I guess we have to take that, so.
And they have it primarily because most of the representatives are aldermen on the side. Yeah, so it was a convenience item for both. Right.
Oil changes, they're not taking place, you mentioned the triple catch, but they're not taking place on site.
They're not planning on taking place on site.
Are you contracting with a vendor or an outside company to do that?
They have service, a lot of their cars are serviced at dealerships, I believe. That is a question I would have to ask to get a clear answer on, to be honest. I would have to find that out, and I'm sure that I can get an answer for that before, this goes before the board. I can get that answer for you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any real problems with that. I just, when I saw 10 parking spaces, I said that's, and I understand you said that there probably is room for, another 7, 10, depending on what the future looks like. I don't know how you could operate the car rental service with just 10 parking spaces, so a little skeptical about that. But other than that, I don't have any other questions. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Yes, Anita?
Pretty much all my questions have been answered. Seems pretty straightforward. I understand why Hertz wants to open a store here. I think this location makes a little easier sense maybe than the one on 33rd. So, not less crowded here. So yeah, no, I understand why they want to open the business here.
Your hours of operation good.
The hours of operation will be 8 to 6. 8 hours of operation. Then we pick up
Friday,
Monday through Friday, Saturday as well.
8 to 6 on Saturday.
I believe the hours are the same on Saturdays and Sundays, maybe.
No, I think that
We've
the
got
material
9 to
set
12.
different, right? The material set
That's my
stays
mistake,
different.
yes.
Yeah.
Saturday, 12. Yeah, those hours came direct. From my mind. So yeah, I apologize. I didn't have it correct.
And they won't be open on Sunday. Okay, if I want to rent a car, but I can't be there by 6 o'clock to pick up my car. Or like you.
Great question. I would have to ask about. I know that they have a vehicle drop off.
That's on the returning.
Return it, there will be a key drop, but the pickup, I think, I believe that it's just kind of made it by 6 o'clock to pick it up.
Is there any questions on? If approved, do you have any idea when they might be open for operation?
Yes, the plan is, from what we've gotten from the landlord, once permitting is done, and they start building, be about 6 to 8 weeks. Before everything is done with the landlord's portion. And then my plans will have a very short 1 week time frame that they'll need to come in and do their final staging of their computers, their main scheme, some of their branding. So somewhere between 6 and 9 weeks.
Okay, because don't you have to go through? Who takes care of the water drainage? Metropolitan.
And WRDGC.
No, there's. Oh, storm drain. Storm drain. They would have to get. They're meant for.
They would have to get a permit from them also.
or- or-
Anybody else have anything that they could bring?
Nothing. Sure.
All right, if not, would anybody be interested in making a motion?
I'll make the motion. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to recommend approval of case 25-55. Request for special use permit to allow the operation of the motor vehicle rental facility in the M1 Limited Manufacturing Zoning District at 1149 West 175th Street, and incorporate the findings of fact into the record with a slight correction to number 7, striking the word salon.
Second.
Have a motion, member Bobrowski, second one, O'Brien. Roll call.
Yes.
Member Cap,
Yes.
member O'Brien,
Yes.
member Johnson,
Yes.
Yes.
Chairman says.
Yes. Good luck.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Anything else for us tonight, Andrew?
Yeah.
Sunday's a bunch of-
Withdrawn,
That's their way.
they, did not.
We call that.
And they were also probably too close to. As well. It's by requirement.
Isn't it the second time we've had that? Is it the same
Safe
business?
bet.
It's a different one. The second time we had it was a bit more supportive. No, it's different, it was different.
I'm not the guy that was the driver that figured he could just.
This person also was. And that's,
Anything coming up for our next meeting?
you know, we want to
So when the new building plans are gonna start coming before us?
have that. That's- Right now we're looking at our also this probably top three. We have other interests. We're gonna have to select it. Risks. Oil. It's about how it's not-
Exciting.
Yeah,
Where do
we do it
those-
online. You go
Yeah, they're
online.
gorgeous. Really exciting to think.
Very nice.
And I noticed one was a 6-story building on Ridge Road.
Yeah, there's a range of 4 and 6 stories. Oh,
Was one of them going to have underground parking
yes,
here?
one of them underground. First floor, all first floors.
Wonder if they did, how much checking they did to find out if they could actually put in.
It drops closer to the surface.
Well, no, it's there an existing,
Well, they have the geothermal
Yeah.
well field.
that kind
Yeah.
Well, if nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
And
second and third.
Have to cast the name. Thank you all.
No.
what's that?
Well, we have, you know,